Every generation of drivers faces the same question. Are we steering toward progress or away from what made us fall in love with driving in the first place? In a world where everything gets filtered through screens, assisted by sensors, and flattened into software updates, something as simple as steering feel or throttle response can become a statement. For those who still believe driving should make your pulse rise and your hands ache from real feedback, there is one machine that refuses to surrender to the algorithms. It is compact, balanced, and engineered with restraint. The kind of car that challenges the idea that performance needs electrification or excess to feel alive. This story is about the purity of motion, the art of momentum, and the belief that control is still worth fighting for. If you value the kind of driving that makes you feel connected, stay with us, and remember to like, subscribe, and tell us which machine we should dive into next. The 2024 Toyota GR86 enters the scene as one of the rare sports cars designed around the driver rather than the spec sheet. Every line, every gear ratio, every subtle tweak to its chassis was crafted to amplify connection, not just speed. It is a car born from simplicity. A naturally aspirated engine, rear-wheel drive, and a 6-speed manual transmission that stands in direct contrast to a market dominated by turbochargers and automatic gearboxes. The GR86 is not about chasing numbers on a track day spreadsheet. It is about rediscovering what happens between the corners, the rhythm of input and response, the satisfaction of mechanical honesty. Toyota, through its Gazoo racing division, chose to double down on that philosophy at a time when most manufacturers were abandoning it entirely. The story of this car begins with evolution rather than reinvention. Its predecessor, the first-generation 86, was already a cult favorite for purists seeking affordable balance. But the 2024 Toyota GR86 refines that formula with lessons learned from a decade of feedback. Engineers widened the torque curve, stiffened the chassis, and improved structural rigidity by nearly 50% while keeping overall weight under 2,900 pounds. The result is a car that feels both familiar and freshly focused. Less like a redesign and more like a sharpening of intent. The naturally aspirated 2.4-liter flat-4 engine delivers 228 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque, but the numbers only tell part of the story. What matters is how it delivers that power. Smooth, linear, and predictable, it rewards precision rather than aggression. Every mechanical choice reinforces this character. The engine sits low in the chassis, dropping the center of gravity and allowing that near-perfect 53-47 front-to-rear weight distribution. The steering rack is direct and communicative, feeding subtle road textures back to the driver's fingertips. A limited-slip differential manages traction gracefully, turning what could be oversteer into a controllable dance. The GR86 invites you to explore the edge of grip, but it never punishes you for curiosity. It teaches skill rather than masking flaws, which is rare in an era of performance cars designed to correct rather than connect. Inside, Toyota's approach feels deliberately analog. The cabin of the 2024 Toyota GR86 avoids luxury gimmicks in favor of purposeful ergonomics. The seating position is low, the shifter is close at hand, and visibility remains unfiltered by thick pillars or oversized screens. The materials are durable rather than plush, emphasizing function over form. The interface includes modern connectivity, but it never overshadows the tactile act of driving. That is the point, to strip away distraction until every input feels like an extension of thought. The suspension tuning deserves special attention. Toyota opted for a front McPherson strut and rear double wishbone setup, chosen not for cost efficiency but for how it communicates weight transfer. The GR86's damping feels alive, offering compliance on rough pavement without dulling feedback. In fast transitions, the car moves as one cohesive unit, pivoting cleanly through direction changes. It is not just balance in numbers but in sensation, the sort of equilibrium that transforms a twisty road into a conversation rather than a challenge. Critics might argue that 228 horsepower feels modest in an age where some family crossovers eclipse that figure. Yet that restraint is what gives the 2024 Toyota GR86 its character. It is fast enough to thrill but not so powerful that it isolates the driver from consequence. Every downshift, every corner entry, every throttle adjustment carries meaning. You cannot simply overpower mistakes. You have to correct them, learn from them, and improve. That process is the essence of driving engagement, something few modern cars demand or reward. Toyota's persistence with natural aspiration also tells a deeper story. It is not just about nostalgia. It is about engineering philosophy. A turbocharged engine delivers instant torque and easy marketing headlines, but it also filters sensation through boost and lag. The 2.4-liter engine in the GR86 breathes directly, with throttle response that mirrors your foot instead of predicting it. It is mechanical trust, not digital approximation. That alone makes the GR86 a rare breed in a lineup increasingly defined by hybrid systems and electric experimentation. And yet, the 2024 Toyota GR86 is not reckless in its defiance. It quietly integrates technology where it enhances safety without diluting focus. The available adaptive features stay out of the way until absolutely needed. The stability control system can be fully adjusted or disabled, allowing drivers to grow at their own pace. Even the automatic transmission variant maintains a sharp calibration, reacting instantly to paddle inputs rather than deciding for you. This balance between control and assistance shows Toyota's maturity in understanding both seasoned enthusiasts and newcomers alike. There is also an element of accessibility woven throughout the GR86 story. Affordability was never an afterthought. Toyota wanted to create a car that could deliver genuine sports car engagement without exotic cost. The result is a vehicle that competes with cars far above its price bracket in terms of satisfaction per mile. It does not rely on excess materials or luxury branding to feel special. It earns it through experience. This democratic approach to driving purity ensures that excitement is not reserved for the few. From a design standpoint, the exterior of the 2024 Toyota GR86 communicates purpose rather than vanity. The proportions are classic sports coupe, long hood, short rear deck, and low stance. Functional vents and aerodynamic sculpting serve performance, not decoration. The headlights and taillights echo a modern aggression, but the body remains compact and timeless. It is a car that looks fast because it was designed to be, not because someone styled it that way. The subtle ducktail spoiler and flowing roofline hint at movement even when parked. Underneath all this refinement lies collaboration. The GR86's partnership with Subaru for chassis and engine components is well documented. Yet Toyota's tuning fingerprints make this car distinctly its own. The throttle calibration, suspension geometry, and steering feedback differ notably from its twin, offering a sharper and more communicative experience. Toyota's Gazoo racing engineers focused on the details that transform competence into character. They knew the difference between grip and feel, and they prioritized the latter. In essence, the first part of understanding the 2024 Toyota GR86 is realizing that it is not about nostalgia for the past but preservation of essential truths. It embodies the notion that technology should serve the driver, not replace them. It is the continuity of craftsmanship in an age of algorithms, the mechanical heartbeat that reminds us why driving can still be art. This car exists not to dominate performance charts but to keep that connection alive for anyone willing to pick up the keys and learn what pure driving still feels like. When you settle into the driver's seat of the 2024 Toyota GR86, the philosophy that defines this car becomes instantly tangible. Everything you touch, every sound and vibration, has been tuned to reinforce awareness. It feels precise, not clinical, raw, but never rough. The clutch engages with predictable weight, the shifter slots into gears with a satisfying click, and the steering wheel translates the texture of the pavement directly through your hands. In an era where many cars numb these sensations in the name of refinement, the GR86 celebrates them as essential communication. It is a conversation between human and machine built on trust and feedback, not automation. Driving the 2024 Toyota GR86 reveals a lesson in physics as much as passion. With only moderate power and a lightweight body, momentum becomes the defining factor. It teaches the driver to anticipate, to manage speed through flow rather than force. On a winding back road, the car rewards precision rather than impatience. The naturally aspirated 2.4-liter engine encourages higher revs. Its linear delivery rewards timing and rhythm. The experience is immersive in a way that raw numbers can never quantify. The GR86 thrives on balance and timing, reminding the driver that mastery comes not from power but from understanding. This is where the engineering choices show their purpose. The chassis of the 2024 Toyota GR86 feels like a living structure, flexing just enough to communicate stress without losing rigidity. It responds immediately to weight transfer, so every steering, throttle, or braking input shifts the car's attitude in real time. Engineers worked obsessively to minimize friction points in the suspension bushings, creating an uncanny smoothness in how the car transitions from turn-in to mid-corner to exit. The result is predictability, an invitation to push just a bit harder with each pass, knowing exactly how the car will respond. Unlike many modern sports cars, the GR86 does not compensate for driver error with aggressive electronic safety nets. Instead, it builds skill by allowing controlled mistakes. When the rear steps out slightly under power, it does so progressively, not abruptly. The limited slip differential distributes torque in a way that feels organic, not algorithmic. The balance between front and rear grip feels alive, teaching subtle lessons about throttle modulation and steering input. In this sense, the GR86 doubles as a training ground for driving literacy, offering growth rather than instant gratification. Part of what makes this dynamic experience so rare is Toyota's willingness to resist over-engineering. Many manufacturers today chase refinement through isolation. Quieter cabins, heavier steering, softer damping. The GR86 moves in the opposite direction. Its suspension tuning prioritizes communication over comfort, so the driver feels every contour of the road. This feedback does not create fatigue. It builds connection. When you drive the GR86 on uneven pavement, you sense not harshness but honesty. That mechanical transparency becomes addictive, turning ordinary commutes into opportunities to practice precision. The brake system underscores that philosophy. The pedal travel is short and firm, responding immediately without the artificial boost found in many performance cars. The modulation is intuitive, allowing smooth control even at the threshold of grip. Whether in everyday driving or on a closed course, this consistency builds confidence. In the 2024 Toyota GR86, stopping is as expressive as accelerating, each input revealing the same clarity of purpose. It is a reminder that control and performance are not opposites but partners. On the subject of acceleration, the naturally aspirated engine plays a unique emotional role. The sound is subtle yet purposeful, rising with revs in a steady crescendo rather than a synthetic surge. Toyota engineers intentionally avoided artificial engine noise through the speakers, choosing to let the mechanical tones of intake and exhaust define the soundtrack. The result is authenticity, a real engine making real music through mechanical effort. The exhaust note sharpens around 6,000 revolutions per minute, inviting you to explore the upper reaches of the tachometer. It is not the volume that excites, it is the sincerity. Fuel efficiency might seem irrelevant in a sports car, but it further reflects Toyota's balance. The 2024 Toyota GR86 manages respectable economy thanks to its lightweight and efficient engine mapping. This means it can serve as a daily driver without draining resources or requiring compromise. The ability to deliver excitement without excess is another quiet form of engineering discipline. The GR86 proves that driving pleasure and practicality can coexist without one corrupting the other. Safety also integrates subtly into the car's character. Modern systems like adaptive cruise control and lane assist exist, but they remain unobtrusive. They act as backups, not supervisors. The car never assumes authority over the driver's judgment, preserving the core principle of engagement. Even the traction control's multi-stage configuration reflects respect for the learning curve, allowing gradual independence as skill develops. This thoughtful restraint separates the GR86 from performance cars that lean too heavily on computers to simulate confidence. Aesthetically, the interior of the 2024 Toyota GR86 mirrors its mechanical honesty. The gauges are clear, the layout symmetrical, and every control sits exactly where intuition expects. There is nothing ornamental, yet nothing feels neglected. The digital instrumentation delivers data efficiently without crowding the experience with distractions. The seats, bolstered and low, position the driver at the car's true center of gravity. That spatial relationship matters because it enhances proprioception. You feel what the car is doing not just through your hands and feet but through your whole posture. The GR86 becomes an extension of self, a mechanical echo of instinct. This unity between body and machine defines why the GR86 stands apart. It offers the kind of communication once common in lightweight sports cars but nearly lost to comfort and compliance. Toyota revived that purity with modern precision, proving that analog feedback still holds value in a digital age. It shows that performance can be inclusive, teaching rather than intimidating. The car rewards attention, punishes distraction, and builds confidence with every mile. On longer drives, the 2024 Toyota GR86 maintains composure. Highway speeds feel stable thanks to careful aerodynamic tuning, including functional vents that channel airflow to reduce lift. Noise levels remain modest for a car of its category, and ride comfort, while firm, is livable for daily use. This practicality deepens the appeal. It can thrill on a canyon road in the morning and commute comfortably in the evening. Toyota designed not just a weekend toy but a companion for anyone who views driving as a craft. Even at rest, the GR86 projects an attitude of readiness. The proportions, low stance, and taut surfaces convey momentum. Each design element points toward a singular idea: movement. That visual energy mirrors its dynamic nature, creating consistency between form and function. The design does not attempt to impress with excess detail. Instead, it communicates restraint, intelligence, and precision. It is what driving enthusiasts call honesty of purpose. A car that looks the way it drives. The 2024 Toyota GR86 represents more than just a sports coupe. It embodies a statement about the future of driving itself. At a time when the automotive world accelerates toward electrification and automation, the GR86 stands as an intentional pause, a reminder of what can be lost when sensation is traded for convenience. It asks whether technology should replace or refine the human experience behind the wheel. This car answers quietly but firmly. Refinement, not replacement, preserves the art. Each component feels engineered around that philosophy, from the naturally aspirated engine to the precise manual gearbox, forming a cohesive argument for the enduring relevance of analog performance. As the industry shifts towards zero-emission mandates and digital interfaces, the 2024 Toyota GR86 positions itself as an anchor for driving heritage. Toyota's engineers understood that the transition to electrification need not erase emotion. The GR86 becomes a reference point for how mechanical purity can coexist with modern responsibility. It is efficient, safe, and engineered with restraint, proving that character is not defined by technology level but by how that technology serves the driver. Even as Toyota invests heavily in hybrids, fuel cells, and battery platforms, it maintains this car as a living archive of motion as art. In practical terms, this balance reflects a nuanced corporate philosophy. Toyota's Gazoo Racing division is not merely a performance arm. It operates as a preservation lab for tactile engagement. By perfecting cars like the 2024 Toyota GR86, Toyota ensures that its future electric vehicles will carry a human signature rather than a digital simulation of one. The company recognizes that emotion is a renewable resource, one that must be studied, not forgotten. When the day arrives that performance vehicles become fully electric, the lessons learned from the GR86's weight distribution, feedback calibration, and communication will guide how that emotion is translated into electrons and software. The GR86's impact also extends to driver culture. In recent years, many young enthusiasts have entered the car world through simulators and virtual platforms. The 2024 Toyota GR86 bridges that virtual enthusiasm with real-world tactility. It provides a gateway for digital drivers to experience physics through their senses rather than screens. It teaches the meaning of grip, weight transfer, and mechanical sympathy. This transition from simulation to sensation creates a deeper appreciation for the craft of driving. For many, the GR86 will be the first car that teaches not just movement but mindfulness. How attention transforms into performance. From a community standpoint, this car has reignited small-scale motorsport enthusiasm. Track days, autocross events, and weekend canyon runs have seen a resurgence of lightweight, balanced coupes like the 2024 Toyota GR86. Its approachable limits and predictable behavior make it a learning tool as much as a thrill machine. It rewards consistency over aggression, so drivers improve through repetition rather than risk. That accessibility cultivates respect for skill, shifting the conversation from horsepower bragging to technique refinement. The GR86, in this sense, revives the spirit of grassroots motorsport culture. Economically, its influence is equally significant. By maintaining affordability, Toyota ensured that driving passion remains within reach. The GR86 democratizes excitement, challenging the idea that pure engagement must come with luxury pricing. In a world where performance cars often cost as much as small homes, this compact coupe delivers the essence of joy at a fraction of the cost. Its longevity will likely be measured not only in sales but in the number of drivers it inspires to value precision over spectacle. There is also a generational dimension to its appeal. For older enthusiasts, the 2024 Toyota GR86 recalls an era when sports cars were simple and direct. For younger drivers, it represents discovery, a chance to experience something unfiltered in a world increasingly curated. That duality gives the GR86 emotional range, connecting nostalgia to novelty. It proves that authenticity transcends age. The same tactile feedback that thrilled a driver in the 1980s can still move one in the 2020s. In bridging that gap, the GR86 builds continuity in a culture often defined by rapid change. On environmental terms, the GR86 offers an interesting paradox. While it is not electric or hybrid, its lightweight design and efficient engine make it inherently responsible in how it uses energy. Every pound saved translates to less fuel burned and less waste produced. The focus on efficiency through simplicity aligns with sustainability in principle, if not in propulsion. Toyota demonstrates that environmental responsibility can also mean longevity and efficiency, not only electrification. The GR86's low production footprint and long service life reinforce that message. From an emotional standpoint, the car's impact goes beyond its specifications. The 2024 Toyota GR86 reminds drivers of something profoundly human: the desire to feel consequence and reward through effort. In a society increasingly mediated by automation, this car restores a sense of authorship. Every input produces an immediate, tangible outcome, reminding us of agency. That sensation, once common, is becoming rare, and its preservation matters because it nurtures awareness, patience, and respect. Driving ceases to be passive transportation and becomes active expression. Critics sometimes argue that cars like the GR86 resist progress. But perhaps progress is not linear. The real question is whether technological advancement should erase or evolve the qualities that make an experience meaningful. The 2024 Toyota GR86 argues for evolution through refinement. It invites drivers to embrace new possibilities without abandoning roots. It shows that engineering can be both forward-looking and emotionally grounded. Progress, in this interpretation, is not the removal of sensation but the precision of it. When viewed through this philosophical lens, the GR86 becomes less a product and more a manifesto. It is the physical embodiment of Toyota's belief that driving is a dialogue, not a download. That belief challenges an industry racing towards self-driving futures and subscription-based ecosystems. The 2024 Toyota GR86 reasserts that the act of driving still matters, that humans should remain part of the loop. It tells a story of coexistence between the analog and the automated, where both can thrive without one erasing the other. Ultimately, the significance of the 2024 Toyota GR86 lies not in its performance metrics but in its principles. It stands as a symbol of restraint in an age of excess. It reminds engineers, drivers, and dreamers that precision is emotional and simplicity is powerful. When future historians study the transition between the gasoline and electric eras, they may point to the GR86 as one of the final chapters in a long lineage of mechanical artistry. Its relevance will persist, not because it resisted change, but because it preserved meaning within it. The 2024 Toyota GR86 closes its story as more than just a continuation of a beloved lineage. It stands as proof that progress and purity can coexist. From its lightweight construction to its finely balanced chassis, every choice in this car reflects intent. It was never meant to dominate supercar comparisons or chase acceleration records. Its purpose is quieter yet more profound: to remind drivers what it feels like to truly drive. In an industry obsessed with technology and metrics, the GR86 reintroduces emotion as a measure of excellence. Over these years, Toyota has used the GR86 to refine not only mechanical engineering but also philosophy. The car serves as a tactile bridge between generations of enthusiasts and the new wave of digital drivers who crave authenticity. It teaches that performance does not have to be overwhelming to be fulfilling, and that mastery comes from engagement, not automation. In doing so, It redefines what makes a sports car meaningful in 2024. The 2024 Toyota GR86 is both timeless and timely. A small, affordable coupe that carries the entire weight of driving heritage on its lightweight frame. The most lasting impression of this car is not found in its specifications, but in its sensations. The weight of the steering, the responsiveness of the throttle, the way it communicates balance through subtle feedback. Those sensations form memories that no screen or simulation can replicate. They remind us that driving is an art of perception, an ongoing conversation between intention and reaction. Every shift, every corner, every lift of the throttle becomes a sentence in that dialogue. The 2024 Toyota GR86 keeps that language alive, ensuring that the vocabulary of pure driving remains fluent for anyone willing to learn. As we look ahead to an era dominated by electrification, automation, and data-driven efficiency, the GR86 stands as a benchmark of emotional integrity. It represents the idea that future vehicles should aspire to feel this connected, this intuitive, this human. It will not stop the march toward autonomy, but it will influence how that march respects its roots. Toyota has shown through this car that emotion is not a nostalgic luxury. It is an engineering goal. That mindset may well guide the evolution of performance far more than any battery specification or computing chip. The 2024 Toyota GR86 proves that simplicity can still move people, that restraint can still inspire excitement, and that authenticity, in all its mechanical honesty, still matters. It captures the spirit of what driving once was and what it should always be. A collaboration between person and machine built on trust, balance, and joy. And as long as cars like this exist, the road will never feel entirely digital, and the future will still have room for the thrill of motion that makes us feel alive.